making that decision that for the next little while, your main point of focus is going to be on you, right? On your nervous system, on your emotional well-being, your physical well-being, so that when you head back out into the world, you're doing that from a really grounded, open place and showing up with, the best you have to offer. So step one is just arriving on your mat. And I always start with points of contact. So where your body is ending and the world around you is beginning, just to try to find that awareness. You can start with something as simple as just feeling your butt against your yoga mat and your sit bones rooting and your spine rising. You can feel the weight of your hands in your lap, or where your shin bones are crossing, or, if you feel like the tops of your feet touching the mat, your clothing against your skin. Just taking your mind and starting to train it on things that are happening right here, right now, which sensation is always happening right in the moment, and asking your mind to get curious about what is happening right here, right now. And the breath is the anchor point, as you all know, of the practice. And so when you're ready, you can start to look for Ujjayi breath. You could start just by noticing that you're breathing. You could try to pinpoint where you're most experiencing the rise and fall of your inhales and exhales. But as you're ready and as you have that awareness of just, oh yeah, I'm breathing right now, see if you can start to lengthen out your inhales and pause, and lengthen out your exhales and pause again. One of the most powerful ways you can work with your nervous system, breath work, pranayama. And Ujjayi breath, that ocean sounding breath, is what we're going to be working with for the next 90 minutes or so. Come to hands and knees and set things up so that your wrists are underneath your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. And on an inhale, arching up. And when you exhale, rounding in. So nice Ujjayi breath here, inhaling forward into the back bend. And exhaling, lift the space between your shoulder blades. Push the floor away. And then find a neutral spine and walk your hands forward just a couple of inches. Tuck the toes, take it up and back to down dog. And you can pedal out your legs or take your feet wide, whatever feels good for you in this first down dog. On an inhale, press your hips back. And as you exhale, bend the knees, look forward, and just walk to the front of your mat. Inhaling, chest out. When you exhale, fold and let your head hang. You can bend your knees as much as you need to be comfortable in the forward fold. And swaying is fine. These first few minutes, when you just start moving your body around, hopefully you're doing this with a lot of curiosity and compassion. And the idea is to figure out what's happening in my physical body
right now. If there are any places where maybe you're carrying some tension, just to observe and know that all of it is likely to shift and change as we work together here. Inhaling, chest out, press into the feet, come all the way up, reach the arms high. And when you exhale, bring the hands to prayer at your heart, and just setting the intention right now to really take care of yourself, to really give yourself some love, some consideration, some respect, some understanding, some patience, like all the things that you probably want from other people and that you hope to extend to the people in your life. This is going to be time for you to give this to yourself, right? Inhaling, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, hinge and fold forward. Inhaling, chest out. When you exhale, step it back to plank and hold plank. Plug the shoulders in, lift the navel up, lift the tops of your thighs. Think about pulling the hands toward the feet to lengthen your heart forward. Inhaling, shift forward. Exhaling, come all the way down to the mat. Release your toes, so make your legs active. Lift the kneecaps and quads. Slide the shoulders away from your ears. Inhaling, roll into a cobra that feels good for you, however high or low. And then pull back on the palms, lengthen the belly forward, open it up across the chest. Take an inhale. And when you exhale, tuck your toes, take it up and back to down dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhaling, press your hips back. Bottom of the exhale, walker float, feet to hands. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, fold in. Inhaling, lengthen and rise. Exhaling, hands to prayer at your heart. Inhaling, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, step it back to plank and lower slowly. Inhaling into your back bend and exhaling to downward facing dog. And just easy, steady breath. Try to find one point of focus. See if you can press your palms flat and spread your fingers wide open. Let the breath be your focal point. Inhaling, press your hips back. Bottom of the exhale, walker float, feet to hands. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, fold in. Inhaling, lengthen and rise. Exhaling, hands to prayer. Inhaling, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, walker float, Chaturanga. Inhaling into your back bend and exhaling to downward facing dog. Easy, steady breath. Lengthen the crown of your head toward the space between your thumbs. See if you can comfortably set things up so your ears are between your biceps. And from your fingertips to your hips, look for one line of energy. And from the hips to the heels, another. Yeah. Inhaling, press your hips back. Bottom of the exhale, walker float, feet to hands. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, fold in, let your head hang. Inhaling, lengthen and rise. Exhaling, hands to prayer. Last time this way. Inhaling, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, walker float, Chaturanga. Inhaling into your back bend and exhaling to downward facing dog. And breathe. So the drishtis, right, focal points in each pose. For down dog, usually for people, a spot on your mat between your feet is going to be comfortable. You could also gaze towards your navel, or you could look toward the tip of your nose. So pick one. Just training your mind to do one thing at a time as you breathe and stay with sensation. Inhaling, press your hips back. Bottom of the exhale, walker float, feet to hands. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, fold in. Inhaling, lengthen and rise. Exhaling, hands to prayer. We're going to move into Series C. So if you want to put a blanket across the middle of your mat, if you have sensitive knees, it might be helpful. Inhaling, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, chest out. When you exhale, step the left foot back. Release the left knee down. Inhaling, reach the arms up. Exhaling, step it into Chaturanga. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, down dog. Left foot forward, back knee down. Inhaling, reach the arms up. Exhaling, step to the front of your mat. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, fold in. Inhaling, lengthen and rise. Exhaling, hands to prayer. Inhaling, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, right foot back, right knee down. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, Chaturanga. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, down dog, right foot forward, back knee down. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, step to the front of your mat. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, fold in. Inhaling, lengthen and rise. Exhaling, hands to prayer. Inhaling, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, fold forward. Really exhale. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, left foot back, left knee down. Inhaling, reach the arms up. Exhaling, Chaturanga. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, down dog, left foot forward, back knee down. Inhaling, reach the arms up. Exhaling, step to the front of your mat. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, fold in. Inhaling, lengthen and rise. Exhaling, hands to prayer. Inhaling, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, right foot back, right knee down. Inhaling, reach the arms up. Exhaling, Chaturanga. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, down dog, right foot forward, back knee down. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, step to the front of your mat. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, fold in, let your head hang. Just pause and breathe here for a minute. We're going to do one more, and we're going to add all kinds of things into it to really open up the hips, hamstrings, and shoulders now that we built a little bit of heat so we can carry on. So right now, just pause for a second. Feel free to separate your feet a little bit wider. You can sway. I'm kind of shifting to the right and left here with my hips, a little bit of a figure 8 motion going on, just because that feels really good in my body. And as much as you can, feel the strength in your legs and in your core, and let your torso go, let your head hang. Right? Gotta find ways to release. It's really important. Inhaling, lengthen your spine, push into your feet, come all the way up. Exhaling, hands to prayer. So step your feet together, and this is it. Final Series C with all kinds of treats. Inhaling, sweep the arms up. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, left foot back. Before you do anything else, just slowly, gently press the right leg straight or straightish. Now, you can bend that right knee as much as you need to. You can have blocks under your hands. I just want you to kind of say hello to your right hamstring. You can shift your hips right and left. You can keep the ball of your right foot on the mat. You might also just check in with your left leg and notice like how your calf muscle feels or your Achilles tendon. And then rebend the right leg. Release the left knee. Inhaling, reach the arms up. When you exhale, we're going to fold over that same right leg and Ardha Hanuman. And as well, right, you can be shifting the hips right and left as well. You know what I mean? And just breathe here and see if you can get more information out of this right hamstring about how it feels and what it needs today. And then we're going to go back and forth, that cat-cow motion again. Inhaling into the lunge and exhaling into the forward fold, right? So inhaling, it's a back bend, no doubt. And exhaling, it's a forward fold. That's 3. Inhaling, exhaling, 4. Inhaling, exhaling, 5. Inhaling, and this time when you exhale, bring the hands to the hips and come up out of the lunge. So like stand on the left knee and hip are in line, and then toe heel your right foot to the right so that your right heel is next to your left knee and your right toes are pointing straight out to the right. And then we're going to lean to the right. How far should you go? Your body will tell you. So you're inhaling over and exhaling back up. Inhaling and exhaling. That's 2. We're going to do 10. Inhaling, 3. Inhaling, 4. Inhaling, 5. Inhaling, 6. Inhaling, 7. Inhaling, 8. Inhaling, 9. Inhaling, 10. Spin the right foot flat. So now your right toes are going to point forward. Slide the right hand down the outer right leg. Reach the left arm up and over. Just get a nice side stretch. And I just want you to circle that left hand down, right hand down. Swing the right leg back. Okay? Inhaling, arching up. Exhaling, rounding in. Inhaling up. Exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Last time, hold it here. Inhaling. Now, draw the navel up, draw the ribs up, and extend the left arm forward and go for length in the middle of your back. So you can drive through the ball of your right foot or the heel, whatever feels better. And some of you stay there. Some of you might feel comfortable. You can bend the back knee and reach back, holding onto your ankle or foot, and you can look straight down, or you can look back over the left shoulder. Good. One more inhale. Exhaling, arm forward, leg back. Inhaling, lift the limbs. When you exhale, left hand down, right foot to the outside of your right hand. And you might need to tuck the back toes and shift the back knee back for lizard pose and see how you feel. So this is another place where you can rock right and left. Micro movements, just trying to glean information from the left hip flexor, the right hip, anywhere else you might be feeling this. If you're getting a green light from your body, you can bring your forearms to a block or to the mat. If you don't have knee issues, you can point your right toes to the right and roll to the pinky toe edge of your foot. Flex the foot if you're doing that, so don't let your outer ankle collapse toward the mat, okay? This might be plenty, and stay right here. It's a lot of nice sensation already. You can bring your right hand to the inner right thigh. Please be sure you don't put it on your knee, okay? The knees do not like to be pushed around, and they're pretty important, so. And then some of you might bend the back leg and reach back, and there are two ways to go here. You can draw the left heel toward the outer left hip, and you'll get into the quadriceps, or you can flip the grip and wrap the right chest open. And breathe. Oh my goodness. Okay, release the back leg if you've got it. Toe heel this right foot back to center. Inhaling, reach the arms up. When you exhale, clasp the hands behind your back. Take the shoulders up and back, heart open. Feel free to exhale any way you like. 5 breaths right here, lion's breath, sighing it out. Right, inhaling, reach the arms up. Exhaling, hands down. Step it into Chaturanga. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, down dog. Left foot forward, pause. You're on the ball of your back foot. Slowly, gently press the left leg straight or straight-ish. So again, this is where you might keep your knee bent a little or have blocks under your hands. You can lift the ball of your left foot or not. Check in with the back leg. Just kind of see what information you can gather from your left hamstring. Okay, we're going to release the back knee to the mat. Make sure the left knee and ankle are in line. Inhaling, reach the arms up. Exhaling, fold over the leg. Ardha Hanuman. Pause here. First one. Just kind of see. Keep lengthening your heart towards your big toe. And then we're going to do this cat-cow motion. Inhaling and exhaling. Fold for 2. Inhaling, back bend. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And now inhaling and pause. And you're going to shift the pelvis back so that your right hip is above your right knee, and toe heel your left foot to the left until your heel is directly next to your right knee and your left toes are pointing straight out to the left, and we're going to lean to the left. Yeah. So here we go. Inhaling and exhaling. 1. Inhaling. 2. Inhaling. 3. Inhaling. 4. Inhaling. 5. Inhaling. 6. Inhaling. 7. Inhaling. 8. Inhaling. 9. Inhaling. 10. Spin the left foot flat. point the left toes straight forward, and then we're going to slide the left hand down the left leg and reach the right arm up and over, and look for that nice side stretch. And then we're going to sweep that right arm down, left hand down, left leg back. So make sure your wrists are under your shoulders. And we're inhaling, arching up, exhaling, rounding in. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling and hold. Draw the rib cage up, take the right arm forward, drive through the left heel or the ball of your left foot, reach through your right fingertips. You can stay there, or you can bend the back leg and reach back and try to wrap the right chest open, either looking straight down or looking back over the right shoulder, whatever feels better for you. Keep breathing. One more inhale. When you exhale, arm forward, leg back. Inhaling, lift the limbs. Exhaling, right hand down, left foot to the outside of your left hand, and you might need to tuck the back toes and shift the back knee back for lizard pose. Woo. And just see what you're working with here. Right hip flexor, left hip, anywhere else you're feeling sensation, maybe getting low. And if you don't have knee issues, you can point your left toes to the left and roll to the pinky toe edge of your foot. You can take the left hand to the inner left leg. And I'm just kind of resting my hand there. I'm really not like pushing on my leg. And some of you might bend the back leg and either draw the heel toward the outer right hip and get into the quadriceps, or flip the grip and wrap the left chest open, or do both, a few breaths in each. Good. Release the back leg if you've got it. Toe heel, the left foot to center. Inhaling, reach the arms up. Exhaling, clasp the hands behind your back. Take the shoulders up and back. 5 breaths. Inhaling, reach the arms up. Exhaling, hands down. Tuck the back toes, lean back, step forward. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, fold in. Once again, just pause in the forward fold. Separate your feet hip distance. Bend the knees any amount. You might just really gently like bounce a little bit. And when I say bounce, I mean that in such a gentle way. It's just this idea of kind of like encouraging any stuck energy to come to the surface so you can deal with it. Or so you can use it, or so you can release it, And remember that your body is moving with you through everything you're going through. And we're energetic creatures. We absorb energy. We emit energy. You want to give your body some respect and some time and some tools to release anything that might be stuck, anything that, maybe you're sitting on. And so really breathe, everybody, really breathe. And a toe heel the feet together. Let that exhale be the channel out. So feet together. Bend your knees, inhaling, reach the arms up. Exhaling, rise, hands to prayer at your heart. Check in with this Tadasana. See how you feel now that we've been, moving some energy around. Feel your feet rooting down.
Lift the kneecaps, lift the quads, draw the navel in, lift your heart, feel yourself breathing. And then inhaling, sit down low, reach up high once again. And exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, chest out. When you exhale, walk or float, Chaturanga. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling to down dog. Right foot forward, back foot flat, setting your feet up for warrior one. Inhaling, rise up, salute the sun. Exhaling, open it out for warrior two. So sit down into it. Back leg is really active. Open the arms, shift the gaze over the front fingertips toward the horizon. Breathe. And then take your right forearm to your thigh, left arm up and over, or you can have your hand on a block or fingertips on the floor. Go for a lot of length on the left side of your torso and your whole left body. Left leg is really active. And then take the left arm up and reverse the warrior. Reach the right arm back. And exhaling, cartwheel the arms, step it into Chaturanga. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, down dog, left foot forward, back foot flat. Inhaling, come on up for warrior one. Hello, sun. Way up there somewhere, right? Exhaling, open it out for warrior two. And sit down into it. And then you can either take the left forearm to the thigh and take the right arm up and over, or have your hand on a block or fingertips on the floor. Spin your torso toward the sky. Keep opening the left knee to the left. Nice line of energy from the outer edge of the right foot through the fingertips. Classically, that's the focal point, the right fingertips. And then reach that right arm up and sweep the left arm up and over. Reverse your warrior. And exhaling, cartwheel the arms, step it back and lower. Inhaling into your back bend. When you exhale, come to hands and knees. You might want to have a block handy, but before we get there, just make sure knees are under hips, wrists are underneath your shoulders, and we're going to open up the right arm to the right, inhaling, and maybe you open up a little bit more, and exhaling, right arm underneath your body, and my left arm is kind of like in Chaturanga. You can come up to the fingertips, you can tent your left hand, yeah. You can extend that left arm straight out in front of you and tent the fingers. Try to wrap the left chest open. Some of you might take the left arm and wrap it behind the back. So pick something that feels good for you right now. And then we're going to bring the left hand down and come back to hands and knees. Inhaling, arching up. Exhaling, rounding in. Then find a neutral spine. Open up the left arm to the left. Maybe open up a little bit more, inhaling. And when you exhale, left arm is going underneath the right. And I'm resting on the left side of my head. You can tent your right fingertips, and in that case you're using that as just a tiny bit of leverage to wrap the right chest open. You can extend the right arm forward and tent the fingers. We're just looking for space, right? We built some nice heat. We're just looking for, how do I open my shoulders? You can take the right arm behind your back. Good. And then come back to hands and knees.
Inhaling, arching up, and exhaling, rounding in. Find that neutral spine. Keep your hips above your knees. We're going to take it into Anahata. And so you can walk the arms forward and start to sink your chest toward the mat. You might slide the chin forward and look beyond your thumbs. If this feels like too much, you can also take the block and put it underneath your hairline or your third eye center, whatever feels more comfortable, but you're lifting the floor up that way. Lastly, you can take your elbows to the block and slip your head between your biceps, just gently. Hands are in prayer, and you're going to bring your thumbs toward the space between your shoulder blades. Keep breathing. All right, and then if you're on the block, we're going to come off the block, take it back into downward facing dog. See how you're feeling now. Inhaling, press your hips back. Bottom of the exhale, walk or float, feet to hands. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, fold in, feet together, bend your knees. Inhaling, reach the arms up. Exhaling, rise, hands to prayer. Inhaling, sit down low, reach up high. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, walk or float, Chaturanga. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, down dog. Inhale the right leg up. You can stack the hip. You can bend the knee. You can circle the ankle or the whole leg around. You can play with straightening the right leg and sinking your left hip toward the mat. Some of you might decide to flip your dog. So picking what feels good and what feels right. And we're going to take it into Vashistasana, and you can be in a classic Vashi, stacking the legs. You can take it into tree pose. Bring your right hand down, step the right foot to the outside of your right hand. And if you need to adjust your back foot like I just did, go right ahead. We're on the ball of the back foot. Keep your arms straight for a moment. Draw the navel in. Lift the back kneecap and quad. I just want you to shift forward and back. Think about moving your left heel forward and back, forward and back. So you could be feeling this a lot in the left foot and toes. You could also be feeling it in your left hip flexor. I just want you to feel that shifting forward and back, forward and back. So we're going to play with Ekapada Kundanyasana 2. Lift the right heel. Try to get your right hand to your calf muscle. See if you can get your shoulder behind your knee some amount and put the heel down. If you feel like I need a break, put your back knee down for a minute. Totally fine. And then you can come back in. You can hold the outer ankle with the right hand. You can take the left hand to the inner ankle if you don't need it for support. Try to draw the outer right hip back. You can open the arms like wings. You can wrap the pose. Keep breathing. Just soft face, steady breath. And then to play with the arm balance, bring the hands down so they're shoulders distance apart. And we're going to, that front and back thing, shift back. Get the weight off of your right foot. Toe heel your right foot to the right. See if you can lift the right foot. Now shift forward and see if you can lift the back leg. And you might or might not straighten the right leg. You can step or swing the right leg back. Inhaling into the back bend. Exhaling to down dog. Right foot forward, back foot flat. Still on the right side. Inhaling, come on up, warrior one. Exhaling, open it out for warrior two. Press your right leg straight. So setting your feet up for triangle pose. If you need to toe heel the back foot in, go right ahead. What you want is when you open the arms, the ankles are under the wrists. On an inhale, reach your right arm way forward. Exhaling, right arm down, left arm up. So you can lightly rest your right hand on your shin. You can have a block to the outside of your right leg, or you can have your fingertips on the floor. Now, can you lift all your toes up for a minute? Just really feel your feet root. Keep that. You can relax the toes. Lift the kneecaps and quads. Draw the navel in. Lengthen both sides of your torso. Breathe deeply. And you can look down here, and we're going to step forward for half moon, and you can always put a block underneath your right hand to lift the floor. Either flex your left foot or floint it, right? Drive through the ball of the foot, spread the toes. Just make sure everything in the air, so your top fingers, your back foot is really active. If you want to bend the top leg for Chapasana, feel free. Just keep breathing. And then we're going to gently step it back and find warrior two. So you might need to toe heel the back foot back. You can have your hands on your hips. Try to sit down into it here and breathe. And then open the arms out. And we're going to bring either the right forearm to the thigh, left arm up, and you can pivot the top arm and wrap it behind your back. And what you want to find is that your right arm, your bottom arm, is weightless. You could take that right arm forward if you felt like it. Some of you might decide to take the right arm underneath and wrap the pose. And in that case, spine is long, left chest is wrapping open. You could step your back foot in a little bit and come into a wrapped triangle pose, which is a very deep hamstring opener. Or some of you might want to step forward for bird of paradise. And then you'd be rocking the weight onto your left leg as you come on up to standing. Try to get both shoulder blades on your back and lift through your heart and the crown of your head. And then on the way out, you have the option of rocking the weight toward the right foot, toward the toes, and maybe it happens and maybe it doesn't. And then take your right arm down, left arm up, and inhaling, come on up to warrior two. Flip the right palm, reverse your warrior. Exhaling, cartwheel the arms, step it back and lower. Inhaling into your back bend. When you exhale, sit back on your heels. Make a nice long spine. Palms down, resting in your lap. Feel your heart pumping and other sensations in the body right now, whatever you're experiencing. See if you can slow down your breathing. Then take your right fingertips to the right. Take that left arm up and over. So it's just a nice side stretch, and you can rock your hips to the left as you reach your left arm over to the right. And some of you might even come down to your right forearm. And then inhaling, come on up and go the other way. So start with your left fingertips tented and take the right arm up, and you can shift your hips to the right as you reach your right arm over to the left, and maybe you're going to get low onto the left forearm. And inhaling, both arms up. And when you exhale, and crawl back to hands and knees, tuck the toes, take it up and back to down dog. Take your left leg up. And you can stack the hip, you can bend the knee, you can circle your ankle or your whole leg around. You can straighten the left leg and sink your right heel down. And some of you might decide to flip your dog. And if you flip out, root into the inner right hand. Keep breathing. And then we're going to take it into Vashistasana. Some variation here can be traditional. You can put your right knee down. You can be in tree pose. And then left hand down and left foot stepping to the outside of your left hand. And then pause for a minute and play with this back and forth motion, front and back motion, right? Like go through the right heel and shift your right heel forward and back. And so we're going to, play with that in a minute when we're playing with the arm balance. Lift up a little bit and lift your left heel, and then take your left hand behind your calf muscle and see if you can slip your shoulder behind your knee any amount and put the heel down. Remember, you can always put your right knee down. You can keep holding the left outer ankle with your hand and keep your right hand down for support, or you can hold the inner ankle with your right hand. Draw the outer left hip back. Some of you might open the arms like wings, or you can wrap the pose. If you're wrapping the pose, see if you can be in a 90-degree bend in the left leg. Keep your right leg really active, back leg active, and then hands down, okay? Make sure they're shoulders distance apart. Rock the weight. Remember the front and back thing. Rock the weight back so you get the weight off of your left foot. Toe heel your left foot to the left. Try to lift the left leg. Lift the left foot. Lean forward and see if you can lift the right leg. And you can straighten the left leg or not. You can step the foot back or swing it back. Inhaling into your back bend. And exhaling to down dog. Left foot forward, back foot flat. Inhaling, come on up for warrior one. Exhaling, open it out for warrior two. And then go ahead and press the left leg straight. And so set it up so that when you open up the arms, the ankles are under the wrists. That's how far you want your feet to be apart. And reach the left arm forward, exhaling, left arm down, right arm up. So your left hand can be on your shin or a block to the outside of your leg. Lift the kneecaps, lift the quads. Lengthen both sides of your torso. And then if you feel like it's a back bend, triangle is not a back bend, it's a twist. So try to draw the front ribs in and breathe. And if your neck gets tired, you can always shift your gaze toward your left big toe. And then we're going to shift it forward for half moon. And you can always have a block under your hand, Ardha Chandrasana, right? Do something with the limbs that are in the air, all the way through the right fingertips, all the way through the right toes, energy. And if you want to bend the top leg for Chapasana, go right ahead. And then coming back, we're going to find warrior two. And feel free to take a moment, see if you can get low. Maybe you're in a 90-degree bend in the left leg, and, maybe not, just see what's possible. And then you can take your left forearm to your thigh and take the right arm up. Yeah. Pivot it and wrap it behind the back. If you do that, make sure the left arm is really light, not leaning, not collapsing. Some of you might take the left arm underneath the leg and come into a wrapped triangle pose. And you are trying to open your torso toward the sky if you do that. And you can also step it forward for bird of paradise, rocking the weight onto the right leg and coming up to standing. And then on the way out, playing with possibly rocking the weight toward your left toes. Maybe not. Yeah, not for me today. Left arm down, right arm up. Inhaling, come to warrior two. Flip the left palm, reverse your warrior. And exhaling, cartwheel the arms, step it back and lower. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling to down dog. Walk your feet forward about 4 inches and open them up about 4 inches. So a shorter, wider dog. And breathe. Just notice how that feels different. And more of the weight is going to be in your feet and in your legs. Take your left hand to the outside of your right calf and look underneath your right tricep. And then take the left arm and slide it up behind your back like you have an itch between your shoulder blades that you want to scratch. But it's like Gomukhasana. So the back of your hand is against your back. Your palm is facing the sky. And then walk your left foot toward the midline. Don't step it forward, but toward your right. And extend the right leg. And your focal point is at eye level. You just look straight down. Some of you might decide to bend the right leg and reach back with the left hand and wrap the left chest open. Take an inhale. When you exhale, both hands down, step the right foot through, stay on the ball of your back foot. Inhaling, come on up for Crescent Pose. Take the arms forward, turn the palms up, plug the shoulders in, take the left arm on top of the right. And breathe. And so if you can, the elbows at the height of the shoulders, the wrists are over the elbows, and you're squeezing the elbows together. You can also press the backs of the hands, or you can reach for opposite shoulders. Good. Inhaling, unwrap the arms, reach it up. When you exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. Take your right hand to your hamstring and reach the left arm up and back. So exalted Crescent Pose. And then exhaling, release your back knee and take your left elbow to the outside of your right leg. Yeah. And press the palms together and look for this feeling of cobra or up dog, both across the chest and in the upper back. If you do that, it's a very deep twist. Good. Release. Bring both hands down. Slowly, gently press the right leg straight or straight-ish. So like we did before, Ardha Hanuman. Now you can stay in Ardha Hanuman. You can also like have a block handy and play with tucking the back toes and sliding the right leg forward. So you do want to spin that left hip forward and draw the right hip back. And you can be here. You can open so if you need your hands on the mat for support, then you're going to be here. clearly, right? If you're comfortable, you can reach up. Those of you who feel really open and the hamstrings might come into a full hanumanasana, and you might decide, oh, I need my hands down now for a little support. You might not. And then slide the right leg back and rebend the right knee and tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, step it back to plank and lower. Slowly inhaling, coming into your back bend, exhaling, down dog. Step your left foot forward and stay on the ball of your back foot. Inhaling, reach the arms up. And when you exhale, take the arms forward, plug the shoulders in, take your right arm on top of your left. So you've got your right elbow at the height of the shoulders, wrists over the elbows. Squeeze the elbows together. You know what? I knew something was wrong. Come back to down dog. Sorry about that. Just pretend that didn't happen. And walk your feet forward a couple of inches and open them up a little bit wider. And then just see if you can have the weight back in your feet and your legs a little bit. And then we're going to take the right hand and slide it down the outside of your left leg. And look underneath your left tricep. And breathe. And then you can take the right arm and slide it up behind your back. Back of the hand is against your upper back. Those of you who know me well know that if I hadn't remembered that, I would have woken up at about 3 a.m. this morning in a sweat. So I'm glad I remembered. So you're going to step your right foot closer to your left and extend the left leg straight back behind you. And you're just looking straight down at eye level. Some of you might bend the back leg and reach back. Whoop, and you're wrapping the right chest open if you do that. Yeah. And then both hands down and step the left foot through and come into that runner's lunge. And now all is right with the world. Inhaling, reach the arms up. Exhaling forward. Palms toward the sky. Plug the shoulders in. Right arm on top. Oh my gosh, if only that were enough to make everything right with the world. Wouldn't that be great? Okay, so here we are. Or it can be backs to the hands or opposite shoulders. And breathe. Good. Inhaling, reach the arms up. And then exhaling, right arm forward, left hand to the right hamstring. And reach the right arm back, exalted crescent. And then we're going to release the back knee and bring that right tricep to the outside of the left leg. And bring the hands to prayer. And look for that cobra up dog feeling across the chest and in the upper back. And breathe into it. Good. And then bring the hands down and nice and easy, we're going to straighten the left leg. So we're in Ardha Hanuman, and that might be like plenty, right? And you stay there, or have a block handy and you can keep your back toes tucked and rest the hamstring on the block for support. You can come on up and have the fingertips off the mat, right? You could take the arms up. You are trying to square your hips forward. So think like warrior 1 or warrior 3, right? Internal rotation of the back leg. Some of you
might start sliding into a full hanumanasana. And, you may discover, as I am, that one side's tighter than the other. And so you just want to, go nice and easy. We're not going to force the body. That would be the opposite of our intention. Yeah. We're going to ask the body, how's this? Okay, when you're ready, I'm going to slide the left leg back, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, step it back to plank, and lower slowly. Inhaling into your back bend, exhaling, come to hands and sit back on your heels rather, and breathe for a minute. You can have your palms up or down, nice long spine. So you can stay in Vajrasana, or you can open up your heels wider than your hips and come into Hero's Pose, Verasana. You're a hero, whatever you do. So just know that. You showed up on your mat. You're heroic already. So you can be here. If you have any pain in the knees at all, then you can go back to Vajrasana, sitting on the heels, or you can sit up on a block or two. But your knees are like, it's only 2 knees you're going to get, so you really want to take good care of them. Those of you who feel really comfortable can come into Verasana at the front of your mat and maybe come down to your forearms. Lift your hips up, lengthen the tailbone forward, stay on the tops of your feet, toes are pointing straight back. And some of you may come all the way down onto the mat and reach the arms overhead and clasp your elbows. So the knees should not come up off the mat. They're not going to open. There's no pain if you're doing this, yeah? A lot of quadriceps love happening here if you're in it. Lots of breath. Okay, if you're on your back, draw the navel in, come on up. Now, before we do our back bends, we're going to invert. And I'm doing that intentionally so that you're not too floopy floppy, right, for some of the things we're going to play with. So first thing is an L pose. So if you're getting used to being on your hands, you can bring the hands down so they're shoulders distance apart, and you're going to walk your feet up the wall, heels up the wall. I'm on the balls of my feet. And this is great even if you've already got like a really solid inversions practice. The L pose is a great way to make sure the shoulders stay open. And if you're getting comfortable being on your hands, that's a safe way to do it. You've got your feet against the wall. I want to play with forearm stand today. So one thing you can, if you're like, I really want to play with my handstands, or, it's okay. But I want to play with forearm stand. And so things that are going to be helpful are a strap and a block or two. So all my straps are like pre-looped. But this is what you want, okay? You want to set things up so that when you put your arms in the strap, your elbows are shoulders width apart. This is very important. Don't strap yourself so that the elbows are more narrow than your shoulders, because you can put a lot of pressure on your shoulder joint that way and injure yourself. Okay, so the elbows are underneath the shoulders. And then depending on how broad you are, you can work with one block, and I've got my thumbs to the insides and my fingers to the outsides, or you can take one block this way if you feel you're like broader in the upper back, and work that way. All right. And so how do you know if you're ready to kick up for forearm stand? You want to feel a long spine when you go into Dolphin Pose. So you're going to bring the block down, have yourself strapped, tuck the toes, and come on up. Now, I've been doing this a really long time, so I know that my upper back is long. I'm not rounding.
I'm not feeling like I can't breathe. These are all things that you want to pay attention to. If you're not sure, you can take a picture of yourself and send it to me, and I'll let you know if your spine is long, or you can ask a friend. If you have a long spine, then you're ready to kick up. You can start with, and just bring your mat over to the wall. Bring your setup over to the wall, okay, with your block. And you're going to set yourself up, and you can start, just so you know, you can start with the prep. And the prep is you would come into Dolphin Pose and you would lift your right leg. And then you would lift your left leg. And that internal rotation I was talking about, you want to find that when you kick up. You don't want to let your hip open. So if all those things are happening for you and you feel ready, you're going to take your block, your strap, your mat over to the wall, and you're going to look between your thumbs and you're going to kick it up. And the reason I didn't want to do back bends first is you want to really work toward drawing the navel toward the spine. And breathing. And so imagine that your forearms are your feet. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's like it sets the neural pathway for your brain to think about rooting into your forearms and rising up. Very hard to talk in the pose. There's a lot of stuff going on with the diaphragm there, but really great pose to work on if you're somebody who carries a lot of tension in the shoulders and upper back. Beautiful, beautiful way to open and strengthen at the same time. So just take it step by step. You can be in Dolphin Pose. Believe me when I tell you, I did Dolphin Pose for a really long time before I was ready to kick up. And then once you get solid in your forearm stand, there are all kinds of fun things, just like with handstands, that you can work on, like lotus pose, or you can take it into scorpion pose. So that's stuff that we'll work toward as we go. But forearm stand is a good one. Yeah. Pincha mayurasana. Oop, I don't know why I moved my blocks. Come onto your back. I want those. And when you get there, set up for bridge pose. And see how bridge pose is feeling. And just also see like how you are feeling. Notice your breath. Notice sensation in the body. Inverting is really heat building. You might feel like, oh wow, I'm like really sweating, or your heart might be pumping. So just observe, breathe. And so you can take this into, we're going to play with our back bends now. You can make it restorative, and you can have that block handy for restorative bridge, okay? So the knees and ankles are in line, the feet are hip distance apart, draw the navel in, engage the glutes. I'm not gripping, just engage, lift the hips up. You can slip the block underneath your sacrum and be right there. You can clasp the hands underneath your back and rock right and left, tuck the shoulder blades underneath you, and you're in an active bridge pose. Inner thigh spinning toward the floor, tailbone lengthening forward. Some of you might decide to flip over onto your belly, bend the knees, grab the ankles, and pull the heels back. You can stand on your knees for camel pose. So all these things I'm describing, same shape, you're just flipping. In one instance with Dhanurasana, you're flipping onto your belly. In another, you're standing up on your shins. You know, it's the same shape. Some of you might decide to move into upward facing bow, hands to the outsides of the ears, fingertips under the shoulders, inhaling to the crown of the head and exhaling up. Active legs when you're in a back bend. So just pick the back bend that feels right for you right now. You can do a few sets. we're going to do some core strengthening when you are done. So when you're ready, take the legs up and reach the arms up, and imagine there's a thick rope dangling from the ceiling. Draw the navel down, lift the head and the shoulder blades up, and climb the rope. Try not to let your shoulder blades touch the floor. If it bothers your neck, of course, you can take your hands behind your head for support. Just really keep trying to draw the navel down, lift the shoulder blades up. Good. Keep the legs up. Clasp your hands behind your head. Cross your right ankle in front of your left. And make sure when you clasp your hands, your elbows are pointing straight up to the sky. Okay? Take an inhale with the tailbone down. Exhaling, draw the navel down actively. Lift the tailbone up 2 inches and hold. If you're feeling this more in the hip flexors and less in the low belly, then bend the knees to the right and left. I want you to be feeling it in your low belly. Inhaling down, switch, left ankle in front. Exhaling, navel down, tailbone up, and hold. And you're not holding your breath. You're just holding the navel down and the tailbone up. Inhaling down, switch. Exhaling, lift and hold. 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 One more set. Inhaling down, switch. Exhaling, lift and hold. And inhaling down, switch. Exhaling, lift and hold. And inhaling down. Take your hands underneath your hips with the palms down. Last thing we're going to do here for the targeted core love. Flex your feet, and we're going to inhale and lower the legs down, point the toes. Exhaling, lift the legs up. If you don't need that support of the hands, you can take the arms out. Inhaling, exhaling. Just make sure navel down. Inhaling, exhaling, or you can have the hands overhead. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Last one. Inhaling, exhaling. Happy baby. Lengthen your tailbone toward the floor. Lengthen the back of your neck. Relax your shoulders. Soften the facial muscles. So go ahead and release your left foot. Come into a half happy baby for a minute. See how you feel. You can stay there, or you can extend the left leg.
Deep breathing. Really look for that nice, deep ujjayi breath, and see if you can start to lengthen out your exhale. So for most of class, when you're in a vinyasa flow class, you want same. You want same length of inhales and exhales. When you get toward Shavasana, that longer exhale stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. That's the part of your nervous system that deals with the deep relaxation response, and we want that. Yeah. I'm going to give you some options here. You can thread the needle now. Draw the left knee in, cross the right ankle above the left knee, reach the right arm through, and you can be clasping your left hamstring if you have knee stuff, or you can hold the left shin. You can shift the left leg to the left, the one that you're holding in your hands, a few inches. You just don't want to feel hip openers in your knees. Okay, just be really mindful of that. You can come into single pigeon on your back, any different variations. Or if you just feel like, you know what, I'm going to get so much more out of it if I sit up, then of course sit up and come into single pigeon. And in that case, make sure your shin bone is parallel to the front edge of your mat, and you can look back and make sure your left knee is right behind your left hip. You can puff the chest up like a pigeon and walk it forward. And same, just stay with the breath. You can always put a couple of blankets underneath the right hip if you feel, like you need that support. You can have a block underneath your, third eye center or the hairline. So just play with these things and see what feels good for you. And then what you want to set up is just a place where you can really breathe deeply, whether you're on your back or your right side up. And for the last few breaths, any of you who are upright and feeling like super open, you can sit up and bring your right heel toward your left hip and bend your back leg. And you can reach back with your left hand if you're starting this back leg exploration, or you can take your left big toe into the crease of your left elbow and take your right arm behind your head. Keep breathing. Mermaid, merman. Keep spinning the outer left hip down. Chin up. Just level, not like up, but not tucked. And then release. And then everybody who's upright, lean onto the right side of your hip and come onto your back and come back to happy baby. If you're on your back, happy baby. And we're going to let go of the right foot and extend the right leg and breathe. And then you're going to choose which hip opener makes the most sense for you today. So it can be reclined. You can come into any of the options, or you can sit up. And so if you're sitting up, you do want to check and make sure your right knee is right behind your hip at first. For single pigeon, your shin bone ideally is parallel to the front edge of your mat. Puff your chest up like a pigeon and then walk forward and set yourself up so you can really breathe here. So any adjustments of anything, props, whatever that you need to make.
And you can stay in single pigeon. If you feel super open, then you can come on up and bring your left heel towards your right hip. You want to stick with that, like right hip spinning down, outer right hip down. Bend the knee. And you can tent the front fingertips and start here, or you can bring your, and as I do that, my body wants to sit over to the left, so I have to actively sit back, shift back over to the right. Yeah. Breathe. And come on out. And if you were upright, lean onto your left hip. Oof. Come on back. Happy baby one more time just to get really evened out. And then hug the knees in. Give yourself a sweet little squeeze for all of your hard work. And release and come into Shavasana. If there are any props you need here to be comfortable, please grab them. Socks, blanket, bolster under your knees, whatever you need. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath you. Turn your palms to the sky. Let your legs fall open. And see if you can really just give the weight of your body to the floor. And I'm going to take you through Yoga Nidra, which just means yogic sleep, ideally in Shavasana after all the work you did and all the energy you moved around and released and opened. There's so much sensation in the body. It's a meditative state where there's like this non-dual experience. You're just feeling part of everything around you, underneath you, other people, just this whole beautiful human experience that we're having. And so I'm going to ask you, when I call out different parts of the body, just to be curious about sensation, and any sensation counts. So it can be as simple as, I feel my mat underneath my thumb, or I feel my clothing against my skin, or I feel a breeze going by, or, if you have a dog and your dog comes and sits on you, anything, like any sensation counts as sensation. Okay. So here we go. Right hand thumb, right index finger, middle finger, fourth finger, pinky finger, palm of your right hand, right hand wrist, right forearm, bicep, tricep, right side of your chest, right side ribs, right hip, thigh, calf muscle, top of your right foot, sole of your right foot, right big toe, second toe,
third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe, and drawing your awareness now to your left hand thumb, left index finger, middle finger, fourth finger, pinky finger, palm of your left hand, left hand wrist, left forearm, bicep, tricep, left side of your chest, left side ribs, left hip, thigh, calf muscle, top of your left foot, sole of your left foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe, and drawing your attention now to the crown of your head, your scalp, back of your neck, upper back, lower back, sit bones, and drawing your awareness now to your forehead, space between your eyebrows, muscles around your eyes, the hinge of your jaw, mouth, tongue, throat, the space at the front of your heart, the space behind your heart, the belly, the low belly, and the whole body. And imagining that you can freely move breath throughout your body, inhaling from the tips of your toes Gently, just natural breath all the way up to the crown of your head. And when you exhale, exhaling from the crown of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. And further imagining that this breath that you're moving freely throughout your body has energy to it. And it's the energy of growth, curiosity, compassion, understanding, patience, and empathy. And it's the color of sunlight. And just breathing all of this beautiful healing energy, loving energy and light into your body as you rest. Allow your next breath to be a little bit deeper. And gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. On an inhale, you can reach your right arm or both arms up over your head. And when you exhale, hug the knees way up into your chest and roll onto your right side. Press into your arms and come on up to sitting. And close your eyes. Try to make a long spine just like we started. And I'd like you to observe any shifts that you're feeling from where we started to where you are now. Hopefully you're feeling really grounded and present and open and aware, all the good things. And now we can all get busy spreading that stuff, right? Bring the hands to prayer at your forehead for clarity of thought, to your mouth for clarity of speech, and to your heart for clarity of action. Letting your light shine through the things that you're thinking, saying, and doing. I thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.